Hi Scorpio, this is your forecast for the month of June 2017. This is a general reading for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, or Scorpio Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. You can watch your reading in 3 different ways: the full extended monthly, or for just the energy influence, watch the brief. Or if you prefer, watch the weekly for the upcoming week. Weeklies also make it easy for you to review information you may have forgotten in the full reading. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, and I invite you to follow me on Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. Please also check out my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/on-demand/finding-love for monthly love readings. So, Scorpio, you have this great card at the start of the month. So maybe you're trying to, bring something into fruition, lay the foundation for something. And it appears that you're in the first stage of finishing that. Maybe you're continuing a project or you're making some progress, but you're getting a thumbs up to keep going on the path that you are. Now, some of you, you're moving house, or you're setting up a new home, or you're moving in with someone. But this is going to be a week where you focus on your wholeness, your equilibrium, and balanced harmony with others. So there may be cause for celebration. You may be gathering with others. This could be some kind of formal celebration, like a wedding or a graduation, or something that is completed that makes you feel a sense of fulfillment. So this is about community and connecting to others, and you're going to have an opportunity where you can create some changes that you want to see that make you feel good and make the people in your life or the people that you're connected to feel good as well. So you may be completing something or trying to construct something that has some beneficial benefit that's mutually advantageous for all involved. So either something is happening at work or home that gives you an unexpected opportunity to make some changes that make you feel more secure and give you a greater peace of mind. You get to decide how the outcome of a situation, whether it's a happy ending or not. And your ability to adapt to situations is going to allow you to make advances, even if you're dealing with some personalities that are somewhat challenging or difficult. This is also about gaining some stability, creating that foundation, and trying to find out exactly where you stand in a situation, and you may be getting that truth. And whatever you find out, whatever information you glean, will allow you to perhaps backtrack to undo some damage that's taken place or prevent you from doing some damage. Whatever it is, you're going to learn something that gives you, again, that peace of mind. Now, this could focus on gaining some type of power. Maybe you are trying to use your personal power to create a situation, or you're trying to manifest some plan or a dream, or you're taking charge of something, a leadership role, or you recognize that you need to take charge in order to create a more stable foundation. Now, you can work against yourself if you become impulsive. Whatever you're creating needs care, patience, diligence in order to construct it. So if you jump out there and, without really carefully considering something, or maybe you say things without giving them due consideration, then you're going to make a situation problematic for yourself. You're going to undermine your own efforts at stability. And consequently, you may be very difficult to please yourself. Regardless of what people do for you, it never seems to quite be enough. They never seem to measure up to your standard. So this is going to be a week where circumstances will lend themselves to reevaluation. You're going to be rethinking your security, and how you relate is very important. If you're overly concerned with self and your needs and your interests, then you may be closing yourself off to a truth. You may be blinding yourself to a fact that you may need to consider and face. But this is a week of a sense of belonging, security, getting together with others, and depending again how you handle that energy, there could be delays, problems in the home, disruptions, obstacles. Something you want could mean paying a higher price than you anticipated. So it could run the gamut. On the negative side, maybe, marital issues, dissolving partnerships, trying to protect yourself against some kind of loss. Could be a sense of being inhibited, or maybe you get some poor service with regard to something. In the positive, you're creating win-win situations for all involved. Now, the second week, there could be a sense of regret or disappointment about something. There's a feeling of sadness or loss. Something may have ended on a less than happy note. Maybe you're experiencing, again, some family problems, maybe some problems with property, or there's some kind of crisis regarding your relationships. Maybe even something to do with leaving some type of legacy or will. And maybe there's some issues with regard to that concerning property, or others are gathered, in connection to some type of loss. But there's a sense of emotional letdown this week. And it could be where people feel somewhat bitter or resentful, or just simply burned out. There's a pessimism about something. But this is a week for you to be mindful that the past is just that. It's behind you. And even though right now, you may be questioning where you are. You may be questioning what you're doing and wondering if you're making the right choices, if your goals are valid, if even the people around you are behind you, if they're supportive of you. You may be prone to to staying stuck in that pessimistic frame of mind and chained to your past. The way to move through this week is to set a goal, perhaps, or something that you want, something that would make you feel positive and give yourself something to look forward to, especially if you face some negative truth or harsh reality, a challenge, a setback, or something emotional. If you just shift in your thinking, if you go with the flow just a little bit, you'll be surprised at how things begin to shift, how easier it becomes for you, especially if you decide to go it alone. In that attitude, when you decide you're going to handle things and you're going to get things back on track, then the flow of your situation will run more quickly and more smoothly. However, if you're stuck in this pessimistic attitude where you're feeling like you want to give up, like you want to turn your back on some partnerships, you feel unhappy with your partnerships perhaps, or you feel like you've lost something that you can't get back, part of it could be that you're trying to go above and beyond. You may feel that you owe others something, and that you have to go above and beyond and make things happen for them. But you may be involved in situations where it's necessary for others to do for themselves, to deal with their own issues rather than you trying to take that on. Likewise, if you have a great deal of expectation from other people, you may come to the realization that you have to depend on yourself to make your situation right. So this is a week about mindset and its impact on whatever it is that you're dealing with. If you're thinking in negative terms, then that's what you will be manifesting. So this is giving you the push to be more considerate of your choices that you're making. Be very careful about getting involved or re-involved with people, with situations, or habits that lead to disappointment. Now, some of you may be trying to salvage something. There's a bridge on this card that leads across troubled waters. Some of you may in fact be traveling or trying to expand yourself in some way, or perhaps pushing the boundaries of a situation. This could be a week where it may be important for you to take a different approach and try something new. Remember, leave those past disappointments exactly where they should be, behind you. Now, the third week, you have this lull. Maybe you are recuperating. Maybe you're resting. Maybe you're in the hospital, or you're suffering from an illness, or you're connected to someone who is. But this is a week where you are trying to get your bearing. You're contemplating some things. Maybe you're trying to even prepare for something. There could be a lot of behind the scenes preparation. Maybe you are reconsidering your position. There's some regret. You did something and now you're looking back and changing your mind. Now, for some of you, whatever it is, you've suffered a disappointment. There's a transition, and now you're withdrawing in order to get some relief from some stress that you've been under. Maybe you're going to see, again, the doctor. Maybe you are grappling with some kind of illness, or you're dealing with people who are. Or maybe this is a welcome break and you're taking a vacation. And maybe you're trying to salvage something with your family, or trying to gain a greater peace of mind by taking something. Maybe you're rewarding yourself with a trip or a vacation. Whatever it is, there's not a lot going on. There's not a whole lot of communication. There's not a whole lot of activity. So you're either welcoming that solitude and that quiet, or maybe you're hiding out for some reason. This may center around love for your family, your friends, a partner, loving yourself, being able to give and receive love, being generous, being open-hearted, or recognizing that you need to connect to others on a deeper, more emotional level. So you could be trying to figure out what you're doing this week, where you're going, where you're headed, and some kind of situation is going to direct you. Either you're going to feel rejuvenated, renewed, restored, or you're going to feel vulnerable, and you're going to feel as if your security is at risk, and it's going to be very demotivational for you. Whatever it is, you are ending some type of process where it's necessary for you to regroup and reorient yourself for the next phase. You need to make sure you're not swinging too far either way on that pendulum, whether you're trying to do too much or you're just not doing enough. If this is a welcome break for you, then obviously this is something you want. You're taking a moment to recharge your batteries. If something is not moving along the way you wanted it to, you're not up in arms about it. You're waiting for the natural flow of things to proceed without thinking that all is lost. But for others of you, again, if you're hiding out, if you're not addressing something, There's a lot that needs to be taken care of, a lot of loose ends, and just sitting around thinking it's going to resolve itself, it's going to work itself out, or you wish that it would go away, or in fact it's over and done with and you're still trying to revive it, then of course being in this place of denial is not going to be a healthy situation. There may be very few choices right now, and yet this is where you are. Now, if someone has caused you some emotional disappointment, you're going to want them to toe the line and explain why they made the move or the choice that they made. And you're going to want it in detail, and you're going to want "I'm sorry" behind it. However, if it's you that's causing the strife, you may feel a sense of regret, and you may want to quietly close the door on something that you said or did. Whatever it is, this is a week about balance. It's about knowing when to rest, but also knowing when to address those things that need to be taken care of. If you fail to deal with things when you should, if you procrastinate or put things off for the wrong reasons, then you're going to complicate your overall situation. Now, the last card is a card where you're going to make it. You know, you've been trying to figure out what to do. Maybe you regret not making the kind of progress that you wanted to. Maybe you needed to rest and recharge your batteries. Maybe you're struggling with a health issue, but you are determined to get better, to improve. If you were struggling with a project or a piece of property or some issues, a relationship, you are determined to make things better. This is a victory card, but only after you have put in a lot of hard effort, time, and struggle. And in fact, whatever you're dealing with is probably wearing on you physically. It's taxing your stamina somehow. This could be about that very thing, protecting yourself, your health, your vitality. Could be protecting your interests. Some of you may be feeling as if you're playing second fiddle, like there's an inferiority complex. Others of you, you're grappling with a poor immune system that needs to be strengthened. This is a week that calls on you to pull on your strength in reserve, to stand your ground, to have some courage if you're facing a difficult situation, and the ability to push through that. If you're having difficulties with other people, this could be issues of being very defensive, feeling as if you have to protect your rights, your reputation. So you could have a few setbacks this week, some close calls, or maybe you've had some really negative things, knock you back recently. But you need to reassess how you got to this point. Look at your value system, your actions, your desires, your intentions, your habits, and you'll realize that you on some level have participated in bringing you to this very moment. So changing the way you look at things and how you go about things creates the change in your life that you are seeking. This is going to be a week where probably you've been doing a lot of thinking, and you recognize, what you got out of a situation, regardless of if it was negative or not. You're getting the positive spiritual essence of what has taken place. And because you've got a new outlook, you're looking at things differently, you're changing your life, and you're becoming more practical, more real about a situation, not letting your emotions get in the way. This could be a week where you probably have hit a marker moment of self-development. You may be meeting with a situation or a circumstance where in the past, you would have handled it completely differently. You may have broken down, you may have let it get to you, you may have let your emotions run away. but you've got some experience on your belt. This is a card that says you've had some hard knocks and you've gained some wisdom from it. And now you're working with your emotions and not letting them run the show. So this is a week to take things one step at a time, little by little. Don't try to plan way off into the distant future. This is a card that says live in the moment. You don't have a lot of strength. You've got enough to get you through, but you've got to reserve that strength. So focus right here, right now. Now, for some of you, you're struggling because you're still falling back on the same old habits, attitudes, situations that you know are not going to give you any progress. And so it's hard for you to make those changes. Especially, again, if you are dealing with some kind of loss or some kind of confusion. It's especially important for you to separate your feelings from the facts. Start to rethink your situation before you make some decisions. This is about regaining your strength, becoming more powerful, building up your self-esteem, and feeling the courage to take some action. Or it could be that you just need to recognize you need to be more balanced, especially if this is a health issue. Now you have this underlying energy of the sun, which is a wonderful card of success, of fulfillment. So you may be focused on your health and vitality, your success and achievement. You may be dealing with authority figures or acting as an authority. There could be issues connected to father figures or children. This is a month where you could be focused on, prospering in some way, getting to the truth of situations, building friendships, looking at your blessings, feeling a sense of happiness, whether that's connected to business, your marriage, your children, your emotional well-being. This is about enjoying life. So you've been through a lot. Maybe you've suffered some losses. Maybe you're trying to recover from something. Maybe something hasn't been moving along as quickly as you'd hoped. Yet, there's a lot of potential in this month. There's enough here for you to be optimistic about, for you to be hopeful about. Especially, if you look at things in a positive light. This is going to be a month where your ambitions, your desires are going to drive events, and a lot of opportunities will open up because of that. But those opportunities will also carry a greater responsibility, more challenges for you to deal with, and possibly more than you were even anticipating. So how you deal with it determines the outcome. And the sun encourages you to be a leader, to be optimistic, to be friendly, to put your light out there, to shine your light on other people, to let them feel the warmth of your personality. And if you have spent some time in self-contemplation, you will begin to gain an understanding of, again, the positive essence of what situations have been, what you learn from them, what you gain from them, why people played the roles that they did without judging what those roles were. This is going to be a month where it's going to be easy for you to attract good things, good people, influential people, people that can make things happen for you. Maybe you're sharing time with others. The Four of Wands speaks of celebration, so maybe you're spending time with family and friends, and maybe you're sharing some good news. But this all depends on your attitude, not judging others, not acting angrily or acting out of frustration, so that you can get the great results that you deserve, so that you can overcome any challenges, even dealing with difficult people. So this is a month where you should feel supported, you should feel loved, you should feel cared for, because your friends, your acquaintances, your family, a network of people is coming to your aid to support you. So even in the darkest hour, there's a bright spot for you to look forward to. Now, How you get yourself in trouble is, again, being frustrated, trying to push too hard, letting your doubt get in the way, letting your emotions make you act in ways that don't serve you, by trying to save people or save situations or impress the wrong people. Even if on a gut level you know that this isn't for you, it doesn't work for you. It also means not letting the lesser side of the Sun card be a part of your personality. Being arrogant, demanding, narcissistic, self-involved. This look at me and I'm the only thing that counts. Everything should revolve around me. So you may be expecting too much. You may be expecting something to happen too soon. Maybe you're trying to push your agenda too hard. In which case, your strength is going to run out. You remember, you've got a little bit left in the gas tank to get you to that finish line. So you've got to use that wisely. Don't burn yourself out. Don't let your frustration work against you. Let it work for you. So this is a month of learning to cooperate, learning to be the best you can be, pulling out the best in other people through the warmth of your personality, being diplomatic, being friendly, being congenial. Now, there's going to be a change in your plans this month, and this is going to involve tying up those loose ends, addressing some issues that perhaps you were hoping would just go away, that you didn't have to deal with. No, they're here for you to deal with, and it's time for you to tie up those loose ends. And in the process, you're going to gain some understanding, some awareness, if you're open to that. And this is also going to revolve around your desire to achieve something, to have success, to have recognition. And how you deal with people and situations will either propel you forward or it will undermine the very success that you're trying to attain. You're going to be doing some type of a review. Maybe you're going over your finances. Maybe you're looking over an opportunity. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you're trying to think about whether you should stick with what you know or spread your wings and fly. Whatever it is, you're going to be doing a review, and it's likely to center around some promise that was made to you, or some promise that you're making, or perhaps an invitation to some type of event or gathering. Now, there's a lack of stability in your situation, and it could be that, either it's very unstable or it's simply that you're in process of something. All of the details have not been hammered out yet. And so what you're trying to accomplish hasn't really taken tangible form yet. Whatever it is, this is a situation that's not going to go away overnight, and it's not going to fix itself. There's someone involved, you or another person, where you know what you should be doing, and yet you continue to indulge yourself, or perhaps they are. However, at the end of the day, in spite of whatever is going wrong, you're going to maintain your wits about you. You're going to keep a level-headed approach, and it's going to be your willpower that actually drives everything forward. There's an opportunity that you're faced with, and this is the best moment in time to address it and deal with it. Some of you, you're having some confidence issues, possibly because you've had a setback. Maybe you feel inferior in some way. You feel defeated. And part of it is trying to be everything and all things to all people. And because there's so much activity around you, you're finding it hard to be yourself. So that's why it may be very important for you to take a time out and get some rest and recuperate, but not avoid what you need to. Okay, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know with your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great month, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.